or Mercury retrograde or any of that stuff. But obviously technical issues are in the air today, so I just want to take a deep breath and speak love to the technical system that's going on and patience to myself. Thank you for your patience. I promise I will make it worth it for you today. We're going to give you some really, really valuable stuff. And I'm tempted to just dive in and go for it. But I do want to do something beforehand. So if you can, I invite you to either close your eyes or keep them open. And I just want to do a little meditation. And I know, because I've been getting messages about it because of what's been going on with me, that today has not been easy for a lot of people. So I have a lot of tenderness for myself, also including with the technical issues coming up here, or technical issues we had. And I also want to invite you to have tenderness for yourself, what's going on in your life. There seems like is a lot going on. There's been a lot of difficulties, pressures, irritations, and we're just going to let those float away right now. And we're going to go into a space where we can just feel our feelings of existing right now and seeing that we're here and being gathered together for a very good and powerful cause to make amazing things happen. So I admire your courage for being here. I admire your courage because if all that you've learned and all that you do is going to go any further than your head and your life, if it's going to go out into the world, that's going to be due to one thing only, and that's the decision that you make to make it happen. And you've made a decision. You're here. You're doing something. You are being proactive. So congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. You've taken a step forward. And you're about to get a lot of information that can help you help a lot more people and serve them more effectively. And that's what I'm passionate about. And that's what I'm happy to be doing. And that's why I'm doing this. Now take a deep breath. Just let that settle in. Feel yourself on your chair. And then we're going to go ahead and open your eyes. Come back. You'll be watching me for a few minutes, and we're going to switch to the slides. But I just want to say a couple more things. I'm here for a few reasons. Number one, to give you as much value as I possibly can around mailing lists and using them for your business. Nowadays, it's as important to have a mailing list as it was 50 years ago to have a storefront. You cannot really do business without a mailing list. And as I wrote before, you can without a website, and many people do. Many people make a lot of money without websites. But all of them will tell you the first key to success is a list of people who are communicating with you and that you can communicate with about how you can serve them. Second reason I'm here is to provide a pathway for you after today, that if you want to go even deeper, there's offerings that I have that can help you go faster along that journey and get you the support you need. And the third reason that I'm here is I'd like to stimulate your questions. I want you to be asking while this is happening, well, how could I do this? How can I do this? How is he doing that? Any questions you want to ask, I want them to be stimulated. I want them coming up. Bring out the creative thinker and problem solver in yourself. You're really invited to do that today. And give yourself permission to ask questions. All right. And with that, I'm going to switch over to the slides. Here we are. All right. Okay. So this is called 5 mistakes that people make. Put this on full screen. Or 5 mistakes that people make with email lists that probably cost you lots, and their solutions. I said $75,000 in the intro. There was a way to make this just work. Okay, anyway, we'll just go from this position. I said $75,000 because most holistic clients, most holistic practitioners earn less than $25,000 a year, and $100,000 is kind of the basic level for a business that you want to have if you're not working for someone else and you want to make what you would be making in a job, and you have to pay for your own. Why is this not? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. There we go. All right. Then you want to pay for your own health insurance and benefits and all of that. You pretty much have to be making $100,000 to make as much as you would in a $60,000 or $70,000 job, and I'm sort of assuming that that's where you could be if you weren't doing this. So the people that I know that are working holistically with sexuality, intimacy, relationships, or whatever it is you might be doing, these are very capable, powerful people. I came from a job where I was earning $250,000, $300,000 a year in my previous consulting business, and I dropped it all to come over here and do this. And I did it because I was so passionate about it. However, I found out I needed different skills to be able to be successful in this business than I did as a consultant. So since then, I've been learning the skills and honing them so that I'm able to powerfully, efficiently, practically create that business and share in that volume that I did when I was self-employed. So I say this is spark marketing. It's spark marketing because we're going to start a big fire of change, a conflagration. So here's a spark. Today's a spark for you, and I want you to enjoy this spark and watch it happen in your business and watch that fire take over. And we're going to do it with mailing lists. The logistics, sign into the chat and type any question or comment at any time. So the chat is below. You can sign in with Facebook, Twitter, whatever. And you can just ask me whatever you want to ask me. We're going to save up the questions for the end. I've got Sunny helping me very graciously has agreed to. And then I'll go through all the questions at the end. I already have many questions from you, so I appreciate those. If a lot of them will be answered during our presentation together. If they're not, then then I'll answer them at the end. So I'll answer all of those questions you sent. I'll answer all the new questions you sent. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here. Here are the 5 mistakes that I see people making that I had in my video, which you may not have seen, but it's a really cool video on that opt-in site where, because a lot of people are opting in via telephone, via iPad, whatever, so the video may not have instantly played. But it's a hand-drawn video. I can show you how to do that later. But basically, people don't bother having a list. This is like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro with no equipment. They don't have an easy way to opt in. Absolutely necessary. They have no reason why to opt in for their clients and customers. They don't have any communication. Either their list is completely silent, or there's no offers, or they have fuzzy, unclear communication, meaning they're sending big informational newsletters that no one reads because you know you don't read them either. So the question is, why do I even need a list? That is an excellent question. Because there's a big wide world of people out there. Oh, I see this looks completely different on my... There we go. Okay, why do I even need a list? Because there's a big wide list of people out there in the world, and the big public, and you're not Coca-Cola or Chase Bank. You can't just, every time you want to send a message out to everybody who might be interested in you, you can't just press a button and start a giant advertising campaign. So from the general public, you have the people who might be interested in what you do. So is it women or men? Is it both? How old are they, etc., etc.? That's your target audience out there. So what happens is you send a message out, and they become they're interested in your content, so they visit your site. And once they visit your site or read your content or watch your video, they disappear forever. Either they manage the relationship from that point, meaning every time you put out content, you hope that they see it, you hope that they come back, you hope that they buy, or you convert them into a lead or a prospect. A lead or a prospect is someone who has raised their hand to get what it is you're offering, all right? They've said, hey, I might be interested in that. You became a lead or a prospect for me when you registered for this webinar. You said, hey, this is interesting for me, this mailing list thing. Tell me about it. And guess what? Okay, these are people who might be interested in buying something about this. And you saw what you got, meaning this webinar, to sign up for this. And so once you have your leads or your prospects, you just want to convert them slowly into buyers and your tribe, right, is at the speed that they're happy with. So that's how you do the whole, that's why you do it. Now, you attract your target audience with content. Visitors get something and a reason to opt in. They opt in. They become leads and prospects who stay on your list, communicate with you, get to know you, build a relationship till they find an offer that they like. And then they become buyers or part of your tribe, kind of in the new parlance. This is a really simple process, but a lot of us don't understand it because we don't come from the business world. And luckily, I had a lot of experience in the business world. So, and I did spend a lot of money, a small fortune, on marketing and sales training. So that's why I understand this. And as simple as it seems, it's not that simple to apply, and that's what today's about. So you're going to notice that you speak differently to every group that you deal with. So the message that you send to your target audience is going to be different, like the general public is going to be different than the one that you have for the visitors on the website, for the opt-in or take a step with me. It's going to be different from what you're sending to your leads and prospects, and it's going to be different from once you've developed a relationship, how you speak, just like you speak differently to a stranger versus an acquaintance versus a friend versus a partner or a lover, right? So there's more trust, there's greater intimacy as you go down that scale, which is also a reason why you have a list, because you want to have the right messages for the right people. Your just general marketing message blasted out into the audience is not going to be able to be presented with the same level of intimacy, comfort, trust, detail that someone who's been following your work and enjoying what you're doing is ready for. So that's, you have to have a list for this reason as well. A list also allows you to manage the relationship. It's not you waiting until they come to you, it's you going to them when you have something important to offer them. All right? So you take responsibility for the relationship at the point where they give you their email. Next question, why do I even need a list? In a little bit more detail. This is the heart of any relationship business, is your list. Are we still looking at, can you still see the slides, by the way? I hope you can. All right. Just making sure that you actually can see the slides. All right. So, why do I even need a list? It's the heart of any relationship business. When you're McDonald's, you don't really need a deep relationship. It's very clear what you're buying, what you're selling. But some of the stuff that we do, it takes a lot of communication to help people decide to step forward and get that and take the steps to do what they need to do to improve their lives, to learn what they need to learn. So we're building relationships. You gather your tribe via the list. You want to know who is interested and who is wanting to find out what you're sharing. Now, as you develop that relationship with them, you are able to make sales, which creates a greater impact in the world, and which strengthens your tribe, which then goes in a circle, right? And as I said before, this is more important than a website. You do not need a website to start. And let me give you an example. Callan Rush is one of my teachers around workshops and facilitation. Well, Callan Rush, I was on a webinar with her recently, her business partner. They have a $4 million business, her and her business partner. If you go to her website, you see outdated content. You don't see any offers. You don't see any way to sign up for her programs. But she's got actually uh, 50. She did 50 events last year. She said 50 live events. So she did that all. How did she do it? Not with websites, but with a mailing list, with a very, very good list. And as if you had trouble to, or if you're able to watch the video I just sent out of Sophie, to have a list and to have a relationship with your list is to be able to generate money basically whenever you want. It's a license to print money, is what Alex Mendozian calls it. So you just have to send to your list an offer that resonates with them, something you want to do, something you want to share. And since they know you and trust you and you've been giving them a lot of value, then they can take steps to enter into greater intimacy and connection with you via making a purchase, making a commitment, learning what it is that you have to give them, to teach them. Second question that people ask, or another important question, is where can I keep my mailing list? And so my favorite system at the moment is MailChimp. I listed a bunch more. There's Aweber, Constant Contact, GetResponse. These are hosts for mailing lists. All right, so they will all store your mailing list if you want them to. If you do have adult or sexual content, there were some people who did ask that question. Why not mail? We'll actually even handle that. So, but it does cost money. Why do I recommend MailChimp? First, it's free for less than 2,000 or under 2,000 subscribers, and I say it's Fisher-Price user-friendly. It's got a cute monkey on it, and it's got pictures, and the monkey points here, do this. I mean, it's about as simple as it can be for mailing lists, which is kind of a complex topic. So they make it very easy. It's good for beginners. If you find later there's features that you want somewhere else, you can move to other stuff. That's kind of a big topic. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, that's what I recommend, MailChimp, and that's what I go with for 90% of my clients and my own stuff. So you think, well, I don't need a mailing list. I can just do it myself. I can paste the emails into Excel of people who are interested. I can mail to them and just, I can just put them in my blind carbon copy on my emails, BCC, and just mail it out, or even CC. That's even better. And why not? Well, no, don't do that, because your private email account is not created to be a mailing list host. And what happens is with these types of services like MailChimp, Aweber, whatever, if there's a complaint about your email anywhere along the entire system, like if someone clicks spam somewhere, or if a spam trigger goes off somewhere, then your emails, they get that information back, MailChimp. So if someone clicks that this is spam, number one, they are automatically unsubscribed. So if they don't want to be on the list anymore, they're automatically unsubscribed. But also, if there's a high rate of people who are unsubscribing or not liking your emails that are coming from a specific address, if you send this from your personal email account, you won't ever notice that happening if people are just clicking spam when the email shows up, or if they are unsubscribing, or trying to get off, but they don't know how to get off there's no way to unsubscribe. There's no easy link. They'd have to email you back. And so they just click spam because that's easier. Well, what will happen is your private email account will soon not get to anybody. It'll just be labeled as a spam account, and you won't be able to send to anybody. So you want to use this software, in addition to the fact that it does auto sign up and removal. It manages that all for you. It gives you statistics. There's a lot of other stuff that we can talk about that's more complex, and it does it for free with MailChimp, for example, or very like $20, $30 a month with the other systems. So you want to do that. You don't want to be manually managing email, in addition to all the time it would take to copy paste Excel, et cetera, et cetera. It'll get you in big trouble. And I've had people come to me after they were labeled as spam and if Gmail decides to block you, you have problems, because you're not going to reach a big, a lot of people that you need to reach. So you don't want to do that. So make sure you do use mailing list software. Where do I get subscribers? When you're starting out, you want people who want to be on your list. And, I've done it. I've, been at a party or had a business card that said, oh, well, I've got a list about this for this person would be interested in it. And I just put them on the list. It's not always a good idea. You really want to make sure people understand they're going to be on the mailing list, what they're going to get on the list when they sign up. So you don't want to use, I'm sure no one on this page would do that, but no purchase lists. So don't believe anyone who says, I can give you 10 million email lists or 10 million email addresses for $100. Doesn't work. Doesn't help you. Don't do it. No scraping, like going to people's websites and like copying and pasting their emails. Don't do that. No tricks, because size isn't the only thing that matters in email lists. Remember, we're talking about relationships and building relationships. So you can put in all your current and former clients. They will generally be happy to hear from you. People who opt in at live events. You can have digital, what you can pass around an iPad if someone keeps an eye on it, for people to opt in with, or paper. Probably paper's faster, generally. So just hand around a piece of paper, and then you can put those names into your email list. And but some people are trying out the technical variation as well, and everything that you have from a digital sales medium. So if you sell any products and you have like PayPal client receipts or whatever, you can use those people and put those into your email list one by one to get your initial list of subscribers, because I think about 60% of the people who signed up today do not have an email list. So there you go. You've got your first 20, 30 names right there, and maybe 100 or more. Okay, so after you create your email list in MailChimp, for example, this is why you don't need a website, is because they offer you hosted sign-up forms. So if you go under sign-up forms, general forms, and then sign-up form URL in your mailing list, and maybe I can even show you this. We go under okay, so you sign up forms and then general forms, and then you can see what happens is you get this URL right here. All right, you get this URL, and what that URL does is it provides a way for people to sign up for your mailing list without you needing to have a website. All right, so when they click that link, what happens is they see this right here. So they click that link, they see this, and this is your sign-up form. Now, I didn't write anything, but you could put a paragraph up here about why they should sign up, and so you don't even need. You can put this anywhere, right? Where should I put my sign-up link? You can put your sign-up link on your Facebook wall content post. So if you post something that's useful or interesting, you can just say, and if you want more from me, click here and sign up, right? You can put it at the end of all your blog posts if you have a blog. If you're making YouTube videos, you can put it below YouTube videos or in text on YouTube videos. You're not allowed to at the moment, unless you're in a special group, link from YouTube outside of YouTube in the video with a link as an annotation. Or you can do it as an annotation, but the link won't be clickable. You can only link between YouTube videos automatically within YouTube, but you can put it as an annotation there. You can put it below the video. You can tell people, click my link below, sign up to my newsletter, and YouTube is super valuable for doing that. You can use it as comments on blogs. A lot of people say, okay, here's my comment, and then they'll put a little link to their website, if not a link to the mailing list, if the link provides value to the people who would be reading that thread on a blog or Facebook. You can put it in Twitter. So your little comment on Twitter or offer or whatever, and then put your link. You can put it in your email signature. Generally, people who are receiving your emails will be on your list, but if not, you can provide a way, get 5 free things by clicking here. You can put that in your email signature. And if you do have a website, of course, you can put it in your sign-up box. Again, I'm going to take questions about all this at the end and go through it if you have any questions. I know this is a lot of information in a very short amount of time, and I need to hurry here. So, next question. Why do they want to sign up? This is a big question. What is our motivation to sign up? And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They have this cool offer, they have this cool thing, but they don't have a way for people to, they don't have a reason why. Why would I want to sign up on your page? Cool, I like you, whatever, but why would I sign up? There's two things you need to do to be able to answer that question. Number one, you have to answer who is they, your optimal client, customer, tribe profile, right? So if you're trying to get mice, you want cheese. Well, let's say you're just going to pet them or something, right? Because it's otherwise the metaphor is a bit broken, but right? Or I said sugar water for hummingbirds. So knowing what they want, you create a relationship builder content piece, or what is sometimes called an ethical bribe. I went to the websites of 5 educators around sexuality and relationships and saw what their ethical bribes were and just copied them into this slide. So here are, I'll just read them because they're probably pretty small for you to read. Free video, 5 ways to spice up your love life, even if you don't have one. Another one was 21-day challenge for better orgasms. The next one was free guide, 10 tantric sex secrets for greater sex, love, and intimacy tonight. Next one was exclusive free audio download and unleash your sexual power. And the last one was get your free library of tools on polyamory, tantra, and sex. So you see, these are 5 offers on the page. So I get to the page. I don't know, am I interested in them or not? Are they, I'm curious. I read some piece of content, and they've got this. Well, I've got this free thing that I get. Oh, okay. Well, I want 10 secrets for greater sex, love, and intimacy tonight. Great. So I'll put in my email, and boom, I'm on their list, and then I get the gift from them, and maybe I read it, maybe I don't, but they have a way for me to go deeper into the relationship in any case. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to keep going and talk about the ethical bribe next. How do you create your own ethical bribe? This was really important. You want to see what it is that people come to you for, and that'll stem from what you're really passionate about. What is your core thing? Is it helping couples interact better? Is it helping people have a more pleasurable sex life? What is it, and what is that? Even go deeper. What is that special thing that, oh, what I learned from you is I can say no and I don't have to give a reason? That might be the thing. And then you could create a guide, 5 ways to say no without guilt, or 5 keys to saying no without guilt. Boom, I just created one, right? That just right now. But it would depend on what it is that you give people what's their takeaway. And you can also ask them, hey, what is it that is most valuable that you get from me when we were working together? And they can tell you what that value piece is. So number 1 and 2, what are you passionate about? What do people take away from you? Number 3, you package that on a single cheat sheet or as a video course. All right. So you either have a single page where you provide your 10 tips or hints or whatever. Now, people used to give out free courses or mini guides or whatever. The trend nowadays is keeping it very short and sweet because we all don't have much time. So it tends to be like 10 tips instead of 50 pages about something. You can also create a little video course. If you do a video course, you want to have like a 3-minute video providing the content, and then maybe at 1 minute at the end talking about some way for them to go deeper. But again, that's another course. That's something we'll talk about later, or talk about at another time. But these are things that you can do that can be your teaser, your ethical bribe, your sugar water, to get your hummingbirds to leave their email addresses, if you'll forgive a rather strange metaphor. Okay, how do I communicate with my list? This is the other thing that I said we're not doing very well. And if you watch the video with Sophie, she said, well, I'm helpful and I care about them and I want them to have success. And she said, but I wasn't saying that. I was sending out newsletters that sounded like corporate newsletters, sounded like the newspaper. And so she was really grateful that I gave her permission. Of course, she didn't need my permission, but she did need someone to tell her, yeah, just tell them that then. And the important thing when you do that is to pick one topic at a time. So, she's got this one service that she likes providing, or a new service, and she explains why that's valuable, why they'd want to do it, provide some content about it, some context. And you know what? You can sign up, and because you're on my list, I'll give you a little discount, 10% off or whatever, right? Know your audience. I asked you all what your questions were coming here, and this presentation has been fashioned around what your questions are. So, for a webinar, you can do that, but also in a newsletter, hey, what is it you want to know about? Or, can I call you for 10 minutes, and I just want to know what would be valuable for you. Feel free to interview your list people, your subscribers, your clients, for what would be of value to them. Provide value, just like friends. If you know a friend is looking for a house, and or real estate, this happens a lot in the Bay Area, and you hear about an apartment that's free, you just forward them that, right? Oh, just check this out, it's interesting for you. So whatever they're interested in, you want to just create value, just like you would with friends. Very important to know your outcome. I've spent a lot of time building relationships, sending out value, and never selling anything, never saying, and now for you to go deeper, you can buy this. Yeah, don't make that mistake. You really do want, every once in a while, every 3 or 4 emails at least, you want to say, and if you want to go deeper, here's a way that you can participate with me, private coaching or a workshop or something like that. So make sure you're clear on that as you present that one topic at a time. How often should you mail? Well, it really depends for the list. There's people who want to hear about something every day, sports fanatics, for example, and they just briefly look at a email every day for, some stats or what happened in the game last night. But for us, pretty much we're going to say once or twice a month is about where you want to keep it. There's some people who start posting a lot more when they're about to launch something. That's another topic again. But yeah, once or twice a month is kind of to keep you in mind. You don't have anything really big going on. And it becomes maybe once or twice a week if you do have something that big that you're launching. You don't want to do the newsletter format. You don't want to put in 10 topics at one email. You will notice you don't read those, and neither does anybody else. So KISS rule there. Keep it simple. You wonderful person, you. Okay, this feels like a lot of content for me, and it is a big topic. I hope you're not feeling overwhelmed. And we do have questions coming up. What we handled today, I'll go right back through the slides real quick. The 5 mistakes that people make. All right, no list, no easy opt-in possibility. No reason why to opt in, no communication, and no offers, or fuzzy communication, sending general newsletters. Why do I need a list? My target audience out there in the big wide world, I need to make them visitors, leads, prospects, and then once they get to know me, they become part of the tribe. How does it work? We attract a target audience with content. The visitors get a gift and opt-in. Leads get an offer they like, and then there we go. So you see this. I think you might have missed this earlier because something went wrong with my video, but that's how it works. All right. Okay, so now right before we do questions, I want to give you all the stuff that is super valuable, whether you're watching this live or you are watching this later, to give you as much value as I can from this. And here's a page, and if Sunny can go ahead and paste that into the chat bar, we're going to open this up. And if you open that page, we're going to see student resources for the mailing list webinar. So you've got, I say these are the tools that I use to run my business. Some of them have affiliate links, but I use them all. So number 1 is MailChimp. This is my, like I said, best mailing list software. You can click here, sign up for free. You can be free for under 2,000 email addresses. There are parts of the service that once you get a little bit more advanced, you may want to pay them for, even if you don't have a 2,000 person email list, but I like them. An article on ethical bribes is right here. So you can read that and figure out what the best thing is to offer. I've got also the web hosting. This happens to be my host. I really like them. Not free, but if you do want a website, if you've been thinking about it, they're one place to go. The slides from this webinar are right here at this link. So if you click this, they're going to pop up from Google Docs, and you're going to see it. Lead pages, we're going to talk about this in a future webinar. It was too much for today, but this is the bomb as far as marketing goes. It's pretty impressive for opt-in pages especially. And I have temporary bonus for webinar participants with giant discounts. So we click this. If you click that, you're going to go to this page. You're going to see a beautiful rainbow, and you're going to see 3 possibilities for you and a countdown timer. The 3 possibilities are, some people say, you know what, I am not good at computer stuff. Help me set up my list. Okay, we can. So either I or Sunny or one of the team can help set it up. $47 if you want that. Help you set up your first list, sort of get started on it. 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just helping you out. If you want, however, some time with me, what I'm offering here is we got 2 hours of live coaching to help you find your tribe and to get your ethical bribe together, right? So we're going to focus on who you really want to communicate with and what you can give them of value, so that when you start posting about posting your link, you're going to have something, for a reason for them to get on your list. And I'll show you how to put that wherever you need to post it. So that's 2 hours with me. Usually it's $300, $50 off because you came to the webinar, and that's going to be $247. So you click here to get that, or you click there to get the $47 1 hour one to set up the website or set up the mailing list. And then you see this timer counting down. Well, I have something special for everyone who showed up today, especially if you're working with sexuality. I've got a professionals 3-module live training. My passion, my desire is that we get all the information about relationships, intimacy, sexuality that is needed in the world, the amazing shifts that we've had or that I've experienced, from shame to openness to pleasure to really enjoying life. We need this to be bigger. I want it to be bigger. So I'm offering 3 groups, and people have also asked for it because I enjoy working privately with people, but people have said, hey, I want a group. So here's the group. We're going to have 3 we're going to have 3 possibilities to do this group. And number 1 is, or 3, okay, someone just said lost your audio. I hope you didn't lose your audio. Okay. Anyway, I'll keep talking. If I need to go do this again, we'll do it again. We have module 1, finding your identity and building your tribe. That has a lot to do with lists, like we're doing today. Constructing and communicating your offers is the second module, second weekend. And the third module is enrolling your tribe in a long-term package or a series. Because you came to this and are here, I'm offering a crazy big discount, $1,000 off. So normally it's $2,997, now it's $1,997 for 3 weekends of training and coaching calls. If you click this link, you will see the details about this whole workshop. Now, Jason McLean, who is with us today, he's also going to be teaching this. His evolutionary sales program is the best thing that I've found for helping professionals in holistic professions sell their products and services. So he's going to be doing the 3rd module with us. So I look forward to that. And so these 2 are more about marketing and defining yourself. This one is about sales, meaning once you're actually talking to someone, how do you sell it? So you click these 2 links. These are the special links. Don't use the ones on the main page. Use these if you want to order that. And the reason we have a timer here is because everything on this page is valid for the next 3 days, 10 hours, 14 minutes, and 32 seconds, meaning until July 1st, or basically until the weekend's over. So if you want to do any of that, feel free to grab that and get either something from my team or my personal help, or you can sign up for this workshop for a massive, massive discount. Okay, now let's go back to the questions. And I have a page of questions to hit that came while I was signing up. Let me move this back out. All right. There we go. Okay. So, and we'll see what else came in the interim. Reconnect. Okay. Um, okay, going through all the questions that people sent me originally now. Let me open those up. Um, Here we go. Starting out. Okay, someone just wrote me that they did not get the phone info. So anyway, okay. Um, I'm not actively teaching now, but all right. Are we on? Can you hear? Well, let me check this out. A little technical difficulty. Thank you for your patience. I will be popping right back. Don't know why my. All right. Are we back? We're live. All right. Here we are. Thank you for the patience. Mercury retrograde or something. Okay. Um, Back. All right. I'm going to assume I'm back if no one says I'm not. Is that a good idea? All right. Opening this back up again. All right. So we're back. How do I have more ease around mailing lists? Again, I think I've answered these questions. What about data protection regulations? Double opt-in is generally necessary. MailChimp, Aweber, they pretty much all do that. I would just leave your email list at double opt-in, especially in the beginning. Either they do it automatically or you you can set that. So just leave that in, and that's the biggest thing you need to do. The important thing is you're not sending people stuff they don't want, which note the difference from normal mail, how hard that is to do. So we have much higher standards for the digital mail. Most best cost-effective platform. I think I've answered that as well. Let me know if I haven't. What's the best tool on the market? Answered that as well. I like using MailChimp. How do I turn email into paid clients? That is a big, giant discussion. And so we'll talk about that in another session. But you see two things, a couple of things. Number one, we just had a discussion. I just showed you how to go deeper. Great, you can go deeper if you want, right? So that's one way to do it. And the other way to do it is to say, okay, you like the value, let's set up an appointment. So click this link and we can set up an appointment. Sunny, if you could repost the bit.ly link, I'd appreciate that. Okay, so those are the questions that were sent in. And do you have any more questions? If so, oh, there's one more. I see one from Jason. Thank you. How big does your list have to be? Okay, wait. There's okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, another question that was really good. How to get started? I think I answered that one. Someone wrote, "Why do you do it? Why do you have a mailing list since people don't read their email?" Well, think of where you are when your computer's on. You're at Facebook, which is a great lead generation mechanism. You're probably on your email a couple times a day. Most people get it on their phone nowadays, so it's with them. But there was another excellent question about that. Yeah, and that was, how do you manage the timing of different people? Some read my message today, others a week later. And that is true. That happens a lot. Well, I had this event today. I started marketing for it a week ago, and I sent it out to various lists of people. And, some came in today and signed up for it. A few came in the first day. Um, you if people are online, if they're in this world, they're going to be checking their email at least more than they're going to be going to your website. Think Okay, for those people who have been patient with all of my losses, what was the, yeah, I'll just ask it here. What was the last thing you heard? What was the last thing you heard? I'm back, smiley. Okay. Okay, Jason asked a question. How big does the list need to be before it's a license to print money? Did you hear that? Okay, here we are. How big does it need to be? Well, we don't know. It depends on your group, but you know, the 80-20 rule, the book that I highly recommended. So you have 80% of the people who sign up for every step of this little process going down the list. You remember, and if you don't have to remember because I'm actually going to show you here. So you've got here, you're going from your target audience to your visitors to your leads to your buyers tribe. You're going to lose at least 80% at every step, right? So you may have 7 billion people up here at the top. Then you've got your target audience is no more than 20%, a lot smaller than that probably. You know, let's take America speaks English, whatever, 300 million or plus UK, Australia, you know, there's other people too, but you know, 300 million, whatever, and the people who really need what you're providing right now, you know, a couple million, still a lot, but right. So of those, let's sort out 80% of them. You'll never get to be visitors on your site. So you got 20% coming down to the visitor level, and then take 20% of those who will actually opt in, right? So we had probably, you know, 5 times. So 5 times as many people up here as you do here. And then you've got somewhere 10 to 20% of them come to down here. So depending on what you're selling, whether what you're selling is $1 million and you sell it once a year, or whether what you're selling is 99 cents and you need to sell 10,000 of those a month to make 10 grand, that depends on how big your list is going to be. Does that answer your question? Or going to need to be? Okay, we got it. All right, there's back to me. Let's turn this back on here. Click, screen share off. All right. Any more questions that you have on here? Again, follow that link and click around for the offers. I hope I answered all the questions. I hope you heard the questions because I definitely was answering them. And if not, then you know I'll put it together and send it out. But yeah, any more questions for people who are actually on the list right now? I'll give you a few seconds to come up with anything else you want to about that. But basically, we've been going 2 hours. Few technical glitches, not a few technical glitches, pretty intense today. And I got an extra cable that I wired into the computer, and it's usually on wireless, so I did a lot of stuff to make sure it would be working, and I did but it was I apologize for that. Did my best. I hope it was valuable. If you have any more questions, I do have, feel free to send me an email at ryan@sparkmk.com, which is my business email address. All those offers are good for the weekend. I'll send you a follow-up email so that you have them and you can have a link to them if you're interested in anything. Happy to help. I hope it was valuable, interesting, useful, and I look forward to going deeper with those of you who want to go deeper and presenting more about this wonderful field of marketing and communication as time moves on. So I hope this was valuable. Thank you for showing up, and see you next time. Have a great weekend.